Namaste everyone. I am Prabha Krishna and welcome everyone to Yoga Bharati and happy Women's Day to all of you. So let's start the session with 3 rounds of Om and Shanti Mantra. Let's settle down. Allow yourself to settle down wherever you're seated. Sit upright. Watch your shoulders, relax your shoulders consciously. Breathe in and breathe out. Relax your body, any tension in the shoulders, the jawline. Consciously release and relax. Watch your breath, the in-breath and the out-breath. Consciously watch. Align yourself to the breath, tune into your breath. As you watch your breath, your mind is also slowly calming down. Adopt Namaskar Mudra at the heart center. 3 rounds of Om with Shanti Mantra. Breathe in. Sahana Sahana Hari Om Shri Guru Hari Om. Now, let this session be powered by the divine. Gently blink open your eyes. Namaste. It's a very wonderful moment that I am having Srimati Padma, my mother-in-law here. And she's been a 45 plus years Sri Vidya Upasaka. She was a senior officer in State Bank of India for a very, very long time and was settled in Mumbai for, I think, for about 40 plus years there. And she moved into Bangalore in 2009. And since then, she's been a Bangalorean. And she's been an avid reader of, you would, when you go to her room, you would see that it is filled with books. Filled with books, and so the interest and the zeal in life is an inspiration for all of us. And you will never see her not well dressed. So you will feel as if the Divine Mother is there right next to you. So that is how she represents here, sitting here. And today's session is all about, like you said, like we told in our
Okay, I found this on the web for inspiration for all of us, and I will never see her not well.
Siri here, so coming forward. And so many traditions and rituals we've been following for ages. And many times, most of the times, it's like we just follow without understanding. And if we ask our parents or grandparents or anyone in the family, it has always been said, just do it. That's it. So don't ask questions. So, and so it's like either in a robotic way, we just do the rituals, or we do it without being syncing with what we are doing. So today the discussions would be all about, it's open to, it's a question answer discussion where I would be asking Amma some questions, which many of my friends had given to me. And we would just have a question answer discussion. And in case you have any questions, you're always welcome to put in the chat. But this is, we can't have everything covered in one session. Because then it will go on for hours and hours. So we'll restrict today to 60 minutes only. So we'll try to cover as much as possible in a wider perspective and try to take wider topics rather than very deep topics. So first to Amma, one thing is just wanted to know what is this tradition and rituals and how Hinduism plays a role in that.
Hinduism, to understand it properly, it was identical with the nature. It never distinguished the individual from the nature. The ancient customs and traditions were all based on the one-to-one relationship that each individual had with the universe. In the universe, everything was considered to be the creation of God, not God, creation of God, God itself. That is why, Hinduism comes to a lot of criticism also. You worship trees, this, that, and warning animals. All sorts of criticisms are there. Because, we never distinguished an animal from a human or an ant from a lion. We thought that it is the manifestation of divinity in everything. So all our rituals relate to that concept. So if you see it with that background, probably you will understand why we do certain things, which we are, as Prabha said, we have been following my generation, at least what Amma said. But these day generations, they don't want to do anything without understanding why we do it. And that is a gap which generation earlier to me created. See, they knew lots of things. Probably, they never explained anything. They'll show their eyes, go inside, we'll go. We never used to ask why we have to go. But today, my granddaughter will not go. She'll ask why I should not participate in the discussion. Like that, if I tell something blindly, nobody is going to follow. So the mistake, in my opinion, of the current generation is mistake of the elders. It is not of the current generation. So if we mothers understand what it is, then probably we'll give meaning to the rituals, so-called rituals, and children also, they will benefit out of it, and it will get a revival. That's what I personally feel. For example, let us start.
Yes.
Let us start with a simple thing, act of putting a rangoli at the entrance. Okay. Today we find that most of the houses are devoid of that, because we don't believe or we don't know why we have been doing it, right? One thing I should appreciate about the current generation, if they are properly convinced, they'll go to any length to do that. Lots of things have been forgotten and totally gone out of circulation is because of the lack of understanding. The Rangoli is also one of them, in my opinion. Correct?
Yes. And also the thing of the Rangoli powder right now, which is available in the market is, actually the stone thing. But you always say a very beautiful concept.
I'll tell you.
Yes.
See, actually speaking, our ancestors believed that a man comes to the world with lots of debts. Okay, we owe a debt to our rishis, which gotra or something we belong to. We owe our debt to the other fellow human beings and also the creation as such. And we owe a debt to the divinities. We owe our debt to the ancestors, like that. So we try in small ways to discharge the debt to the possible extent, I should say. We cannot discharge everything, and probably our debt, the burden goes on increasing. That is besides the point. But to that extent, understanding and doing it adds weight to anything. Rangoli is one such concept. You use a rice powder and put a beautiful rangoli at the entrance of the house. The house, the woman is supposed to be doing it. Now our servants do that. But anyway, at least we should direct them to do it. No, not with the stone powder. Okay, seriously. It was an opportunity given for the person to actually our hands and all were beautifully told. Yeah, we never had any arthritis problems and things like that. Our brain activity is well balanced. All those things, benefits were there. Forget about that. What is the discharge of that? When you put in rice powder, ants, the squirrels, birds, that is, remember, Bhuta discharge, Bhuta debt discharge. Bhuta is created beings. We discharge to a limited extent at least. Correct?
Yes.
So that is the concept of putting a rangoli, lighting a lamp, for example. Next. See, instead of asking why I should light, why we were lighting, if you understand that, probably it may be better. We were lighting lamps. Those days, electric light was not there to put a switch on. Okay. Even when the switch is put on, still we have the custom of lighting lamps, oil lamps in Diwali, Kartigai, Paurnami, etc. Any decoration, any function, we invite dignitaries to light a lamp. Why? What's the significance? What's the significance? You think, no? Then you will understand why we are following the tradition. It dispels darkness. Darkness not physical. Your mental darkness, your consciousness expands, auspiciousness enters. By displaying light, one candle can light the whole room, right? So that was the thought originally they had. The wife of the family will go to the entrance. Morning, she will put a rangoli and light the lamp and then only come in. Because, all dispelling all darkness, which has accumulated over a period of night also, acts of omissions and commissions. Darkness accrues in various ways, not only the way we think them to be, right? Any act of unkindness is a darkness.
So here, one thing which we hear many youngsters and of course my generation will say that why oil? Why can't it be candle? Candle,
Yeah, it can be. It can be. See, actually, now I just want to digress a little bit and say, when we perform ceremonies for the ancestors, my father-in-law used to insist on only the brass vessels, not ever silver vessels. I was in Bombay at the time. I used to go back to my neighbors and all that to give me. One lady picked up a bucket from the bathroom and then gave it to me. I had to polish it and all that I had to do. Then I asked my father-in-law, the bucket from the bathroom is superior to the vessel I have in the kitchen or what? Then he understood. I told him, we never had those days vessels. So they used brass. Today we have ever silver. So we will use ever silver. He came to terms. Oil is not like that. Oil, it has its own capacity to dispel, to rather give out such a fragrance, or we will not call it a fragrance. As the same oil, what fragrance it gives? Nothing to your nostril. But it does have a fragrance of its own, which rather do not allow any poisonous beings to come near. That is the reason they were using only preferring three things: one ghee, one sesame oil, one is apricot oil, what we call kadalanai. Pinna. Only that pinna is very famous because of Krishna also. No?
Okay.
Same pinna. Okay.
But now it's very interesting that we have in market Deepam oil, which is actually not even oil.
Yes, no, say that it's combination of all that. Combinations never work all the time. And you light the lamp with your Deepam oil. After one day, the wick turns black and starts dimming on its own. It's a mixture of all unwanted things. It's always preferable to have sesame oil in the puja. Ghee, sometimes, that's also difficult. In winter, it freezes, then the light goes off. So sesame oil is the best oil. So I suggest that let us develop a habit of lighting at least one lamp in our house. At least in the puja room, or wherever you feel like. You don't have a puja room also, still you can light a lamp in the hall and keep it on. Nothing wrong. Dispelling darkness, if you think, it may sound foolish because if this light sodium vapor lamp is much more brighter, okay? But you should think of the other aspect. of its connotation on other insects and the poisonous beings around. Poisonous beings, I don't mean only serpent, I mean other things also.
I think that is where I think you always bring about a topic at home is about giving the best to the divine. It's you using the best quality, whether it is oil, whether it is the naivedyam or everything. So where there is no compromise.
I'll tell you the reason for it. See, whenever we go to the shop, say for example, saree shop, you would never buy a saree which is not good quality or which you don't like and things like that. You would like to have the best. When it comes to Devi, I have seen many, we have temple complex in our village. They'll have all such a patla kapda, cotton and all that. It will be like this on not printed. Always from the discounts here. Why would we wear them? You believe. Why are you offering first? Because you believe that it is going to do you good. Okay, why do you think that way? Because you think that it is omniscient, omnipotent, it will dispel all my problems. When you want positive benefits from him or from her, you offer the best, worst thing. How is it logical? I don't understand that at all. I honestly do not understand. It should be, first, the God is, we are searching God outside. If you feel that the God is within, and each one of us is the creation of Goddess or God of Brahman. Let us call it Brahman. Feminine, masculine, no. Okay. Brahman. But that Brahman has manifested in everything. Okay. Why give only rotten food to the servant? Tell me. I've seen many households be doing all this. A town close to the servant as a gift. Please, take it. She will be cursing instead of blessing. You will be adding to your karma mute. What is all this? I do not understand. Either you give best or don't give.
Absolutely.
Like that, even puja, when you do puja at home, we do it with great reluctance, the naivedya aspect. All sorts of work we will imagine at home. Today I have no time, I have to do that, I have to do this. Come. Why? The ancestor, the difference was only one thing, I tell you. They made the divinity center, and around that the world revolved. For us, I, me, myself come first, and around that the world revolves. That's the difference.
So when I have time, I'll do. If I don't have time, I cannot.
And the thing to be compromised is only divine aspects. Going to the temple or doing a puja or chanting a stotra, whatever it is. Only compromise will be there. I'll have time to dress up nicely, to go to a movie, to buy this, buy that, all that. But I will not spare 5 minutes for that. That is where the ancestors' angle of, observances have been totally forgotten. It's a very sad state of affairs. I hope that all of us, we are educated people, will understand why we were doing, so that we'll start all over again, at least in a simple manner. Keeping the house clean. See, Dehaha Devalayaha Proktaha is the word of the Veda. What is the meaning? Dehaha, the Sariram, is the abode of God. Devalayaha Proktaha. It is called as Devalaya. The Sariram Dehaha is called Devalaya. Why? Because the divinity is residing within. See, we are always searching outside. The thing which has been kept, because it is not expected to be known to everybody, God has put the key inside your own body.
This is where I suddenly remembered you also used to keep telling one very beautiful thing is when the divine is within you. You are also dressed.
Yes, I was coming to that point.
Dressing like a goddess.
I was coming to the point.
Yes.
If I have that awareness, or if I have the feeling, she made a comment, you will never see her not well dressed and all that. The reason is this, I will tell you. See, when I consider that, after reading so much, after trying to understand the Shastras so much, and Vedas also, if the statements are not for the public alone, it is to be implemented by yourself or you also, right? So, if I consider that the divine is really residing within, will I leave the temple very unclean and not properly dressed? not properly, good smell, good flowers. Will I not do that? Why I should not? See, when I say that, when I claim that divine is within, should I not behave accordingly? Tell me. We should. Otherwise, you are talking something, doing something else, which is not at all. See, now these days, the ladies are highly educated, have a very wonderful reasoning abilities. Use your reasoning ability for this also, a little bit. Don't give away everything in your place.
Very good. Yes.
See, we need not, for example, next is that
Bindi.
bindi. Today it has become a fashion that not to put bindi. I've tried with my own granddaughters and I failed many times. Okay, let me accept. And you should not ask me. I've seen your granddaughter going without a bindi. So I accept. Sometimes if I keep on boring her, she'll go inside. Take a ball point, put like the nuclear party. She'll say. That is it. But I don't want to say more also. If I keep barking on the particular subject, they will start avoiding me. If I sit in the hall, they'll go in this other direction. Why I do that? But the reason is, I've explained with the reason, but the problem is this. We want everything to have proof, okay? Correct? But they don't remember that when we accept electron, proton and all, we don't have proof on hand by you, done by you. You are accepting somebody else's saying. Why not you accept your ancestors' saying also? They are fools or what? See, if it is a Sir C.V. Raman, you will accept the theory. If it is Padma Raghavan, you will not accept. What is this? It's very unfair, no?
She's a physics student, so that's why.
See, times have changed, I accept. There are so many demands on your time. I was also employed once. I forgot my office anyway. So I took voluntary retirement. The reason is, we talk so much about religion, okay? We talk so much about our Sanatana Dharma. What is Sanatana Dharma? It should not remain in words alone. By the time I was initiated into Sri Vidya and all that, I wanted to see what is the ultimate. So I took a voluntary retirement from State Bank of India. I was a senior officer, happily resigned, okay? Then from then onwards, I'm trying to search and find answers for things. And I've been very fortunate in getting excellent guru. And he has been rather giving me directions, move in this direction. So I had a good fortune of reading Vedas and this, that and whatnot. So if you ask me, where is your authority for this, I can easily quote from Vedas, if you are interested. So nothing is just like a saying, no. It is there having the authority of Vedas. But next question will be, now the discussions are going on in YouTube and all. How do you believe Vedas? Then what else you are going to believe, you tell me. Islam, they believe. Christianity, they believe. There's texts. We don't believe because it's not written by anybody. Because ours is such an old thing. So many rishis have contributed. They cannot give an index of all those rishis. So, like that, let us come to bindi. Bindi, actually speaking, the body is covered by 6 major chakras. You must have heard this basic fact from many books. And here is the Ajna chakra. From the ground it comes, no? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 is the Ajna. Ajna is, what is Ajna? Ajna is giving direction to somebody. Okay. Who gives what direction? And it's a very vulnerable place. It's called Triveni Shangamam, where so many names are attributed to it. It's a point of joining of the Ida, Pingala, and Kundalini energies in your body. That is the place where all the 3 meet for the first time. It is like, you might have seen that Sarpa, like this, no? Yes. And the point where both of them meet, and the unknown thing, which is called Saraswati, in normal language, we always invent names for things to be published, but meaning something else. Saraswati and Kundalini are alike, same. Okay, from Kundalini, that point, Kundalini pierces everything and goes and meets here. That is the place of joining of the three forces. Okay, so there, if you don't protect, you are liable, or you become sort of vulnerable to bad influences and bad vibrations around you. That is the reason why you put a little bindi in the place. The sticker is normally done, but sticker is not not doing that purpose at all. You are not supposed to apply it. By doing sticker, you are closing it, isn't it? You are closing it thoroughly. When you go out, even a man or a woman, in the olden days, including my father, everybody, you should put some sort of a tika here. Vibhuti or kumkum or whatever it is. Because they wanted to protect also, and the Agya Chakra, with the slightest of force, that way it opens and keeps alive. When you go and meet somebody, suddenly you don't get a vibration from them, you avoid this person. Who gives the direction? Agya. Especially women are bestowed with that quality. If some person with a lustrous nature coming in the road, you normally go circle like that, isn't it? Who gives the direction? It is Bhagya Chakra. That Agya Chakra is in our interest to keep it alive. That's all I can say about it. But if you have faith, you try. You keep your own finger here, your ring finger, and pray to divinity, whoever it is. It will be Gadapati, Subramania, whoever it is, and close your eyes and meditate. You will feel a vibration. If you don't feel, I really honestly challenge that you will feel. Keep and see.
Even if you are focusing just by closing our eyes in the eyebrow center itself, you can.
It starts vibrating.
Throbbing.
It starts vibrating. Not throbbing. It starts vibrating.
Okay.
That is called vibration.
Okay.
Not throbbing. Vibration and throbbing is something different. Vibration has a frequency. Throbbing doesn't have.
Okay. So any doubts till now?
Yeah, I have heard that one should not put a black bindi there. Instead, any shades of red is okay. It's what I recently heard.
See, normally black and everything, we are never associated with the thing, species things. We have a black umbrella, right? Tell me, simple.
Because that light
It reflects back.
right?
You feel cold,
Yeah.
cool inside. Same way you keep here, all the energies will get reflected back. Where will you get anything? Actually, when you do puja, also it's prohibited to wear black.
I think that will become a good question, right? Because Amma always keeps telling that not to wear black dress or a black anything in black where you're entering the puja room or to a temple. Yes, even in Deepak, we ensure that there is not a black thread there. We go to the shop and ensure that, because there are some saris, there are some saris where we will have something dark violet will be a mix. And she used to be very particular that we don't have black there. And of course, a lot of arguments come from everyone because many people love black, including myself.
What would be very deep.
Madana, that is the reason we resorted to that red color for wedding.
Yellow.
No. Normally it is red. That vermilion red.
For the 9 years, basically.
Yes.
Even North Indian weddings, they actually used to put red as
Or yellow.
but nowadays everything has changed.
That's,
Yes.
see, why it has changed? Because we don't know the reason. So, for example, when during the marriage, when the first time that ceremony of Unjal and Nal exchange, that time, even the parties will come and do a namaskaram to the couple, to a small couple. Why? Because that time, particular time, they consider them to be incarnation of Vishnu and Lakshmi. That is another story which will come in the puberty.
Yeah. Yes. Any questions regarding these three topics here in chat?
Is it?
Yeah, that is a most sensible thing. Today, the cow dung is praised all over the world. Actually, they come and buy cow dung from us. We have a goshala, they come buy cow dung because it is such an anti-infectant And the qualities are unbelievable. And honestly, the snakes also don't cross the cow dung area. You know that?
Yeah, but nowadays nobody does it, so it's completely.
At least watch it, yeah. You give importance. See, we can naturally adopt to the circumstances. When we were living in the village, we had a cow. We'll go to the backyard, bring her down, and then do. When we come to the town also, probably those days the cows used to come to the entrance, milking and all that. Now those things are gone. We buy Akshaya and Amin and Nandini and all. We cannot have cow dung. It doesn't matter.
How they eating rubbish from the.
Precisely.
Start taking plastic.
Precisely. Actually, the role of a cow dung in our Shastras is very, very big.
In fact, after eating, to clean the place, they use cow dung and then.
That is for the actually maintaining the health of the people who are going to eat next.
Next, what I can say.
Yes.
I was just.
And they were doing that. They were doing that. What is water? Water. They never wanted anything to come inside.
Plants and.
Huh? See, such a scientifically thoughts here.
Simple also.
Simple to follow, but because nobody to explain, it all went away. Now eating from the same plate has become a fashion, and if I get COVID, the other person also will get. What to do?
You also interpret the entrance of the room.
Yes, we always have turmeric. No, they apply cow dung, then all the turmeric, then kumkum with it does look very beautiful, whether you accept it or not.
And the rice flour rangoli, you would be amazed that it lasts only for an hour maximum. The design will go because it will be already consumed by the insects and the squirrels,
Actually, there is a saying that Shankaracharya of Kanchi Math, that old one, somebody came to ask him whether suffering like anything. So he came to ask him about what to do as a project. He said that you won't do anything further. I'll tell you something. Take one handful of rice and go to the Player temple, put the rice around the temple, do it for 48 days, your papas will be discharged. What is the meaning?
the runa, the debt.
See, you cannot feed so many human beings, man. There, with one handful, how many jivas you will feed? Very, very interesting thoughts.
But because of doing that, we went for exercise.
Yeah, tell that which we are not doing only. Very.
Yeah, and by going to the temple, I just remember there was I think today also we were talking about why women are not supposed to be doing Shashtanga Namaskara. You want to share that?
Bindi.
Oh,
Yeah, women widows should not wear bindi. Like to know if there any particular reason.
What bindi? We should wear, that's why I said we should wear bindi.
that is not related to the widowhood at all.
She's asking about a widow.
Ah.
That's something different.
Okay, you want to talk different. That has become a big another topic. It's a
Then
big topic.
we'll not travel
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so we will cover that topic little later because it's a huge topic.
No,
which,
not a very huge topic. I'll tell
we
you.
will finish this puberty, menstruation. And then
No, the puberty is a very big topic.
We go to menstruation now because many dogs are there.
Okay,
Okay,
we'll come to
go to
menstruation
menstruation.
and then we'll.
No, this I will cover in two seconds.
Okay.
Because it's connected with the bindi.
Okay.
Again, Chakra and all I said.
Is Chandan acceptable alternative to Kunkuma?
No.
Kunkuma is very.
Okay.
Regarding the question regarding the widows. Our Shastras.
Repeat the question now, that we can't take it.
The question was,
Can widows wear?
can widows wear bindi?
Bindi or Kunkuma or whatever it is. There, in our Shastras perception, there is nothing called widowhood at all. Actually speaking, did your husband only put that bindi for you when you got married? You were wearing that from the time you were born. He put the flower for you? No. It was there. It is a birthright, okay? That can never be taken away.
That's very good. I think that itself beautifully.
That
gave a-
can never be taken away. Actually speaking, there is nothing called widowhood. No auspicious action is denied to her in our Vedic times. That is, even our Vedas, sorry to say two things. while the samskaram for the person, husband was going on itself, the Veda mantra says, next, if at all we meet again, I'll tell you the mantra also. Because today I was not ready for that mantra. It says, okay, enough of crying. Move to the other side. Get married and be again a grihini in some other house. It accepts. And Vedas have devised, have told very specifically, say for example, by the first husband, she has 2 children. And the husband is very wealthy. That 2 children only will inherit that property. Further, the children which she may get from the other husband will not have any access to that. To that extent, Vedas are very clear. And the word Sumangali is very, very misunderstood. Sumangali meaning is the person with auspiciousness. That's it. Vedas, only 3 places the word Sumangali comes. Not in the respect as a person who is married and whose husband is alive. No. No. I think we'll go to Puppadi.
Yes. Foreign ladies don't wear bindi. How it changes for them out of curiosity.
That's not what we are.
And I think we will talk to our.
No. See,
right? Yes.
so many customs are different from Madras to Nellore to Kadapa and Bangalore. We cannot talk all that. General only we can talk.
Yes. So another very, I think many women are eager to know about is menstruation. And first you talk about the menstruation, and right now everyone thinks, most of the people think that if I am menstruating, then I'm inauspicious. So please, from there itself, we break the myth, and please share
Your question is very wrongly placed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who considers us inauspicious?
We only consider ourselves. Yes.
My dear, who is the lady society comprising you and me and all? And in my opinion, ladies are the enemies to the other ladies.
100%.
So, Mamiya only is a daughter-in-law, not Pamara. Am I wrong? You're right.
And mother-in-law always gets a bad name saying that because my mother-in-law is telling, I'm doing it.
No, I think the word itself has a bad stigma attached to it. Even the good mother, Baba, what she tells outside, how do I know? Because I nag her sometimes, do that, do this and that. So she may be spreading the same news. My karma, what can I do? Now coming to puberty, okay. It's a very touchy subject. Please try to understand it in a proper perspective, okay? Puberty in the olden days was considered to be very auspicious, okay? Now I recall a small incident, even today, in villages and all, and the first puberty occurs, the child is treated with reverence, with new dresses, jewelry, this, that, and whatnot. The whole village is called, and everybody does obeisance to her and all that. A thing which is revered in the first time, can it become a crime or a dreaded thing in the subsequent months? Use our common sense. See, we have treated, when the daughter-in-law comes to the house, we treat her with haldi, kumkum, this, that, and whatnot. That day she was a Lakshmi. After she comes inside and tells me something, she becomes a Mudevi. How can it happen? How can it happen? You tell me. Actually speaking, Rajas means pollen. Flowers you have, and she is called Prathama Pushpini. First time that tree has given out flowers. There are so many cosmic laws of creation. First cosmic law is continuity. That day, when she gets that puberty, she becomes qualified to carry on that cosmic law of creation. Okay? That day, what manifests in her is considered to be Shakti herself, divinity herself. That is why all the namaskaram, this, that, and whatnot. Because we grow a plant at the back of the house. If the plant grows, gives out flowers, then gives out fruit. Okay. After that, only it has fulfilled its purpose or whatever it is, creative purpose. Same way, for the mankind to grow, the woman has to flower. She has to become eligible for becoming a mother. and carry on the work of the divinity, right? That is why Rajas meaning, actual meaning you see in the dictionary, it's Polam. So there are so many stories attached to it. Like Vritrasura killed. Vritrasura was killed by Indra and his Gada hit and he got Brahmahatti. So he shared that with the women and this, that, whatnot. 1/3 women, 1/3 to the ocean. The ocean has that foam, no? That one. And then trees, which gives out the wax-like thing. That. Like that the story goes. So before Vritra was killed by Indra, the girls were not menstruating. There was no creation. What nonsense here. And actually speaking, Vritrasura, it's a very a story with lot of meaning. Vritra is the personification of ego or your darkness. Okay? Totality, sum total of darkness and ego and darkness. Okay. So Indra was considered to be the lord of mind, powerful, very bright and all that. So the brightness kills the darkness. What is that brightness? Awakening of the consciousness. What is the darkness? Your innocence, ignorance and whatnot. See, that's one thing with our Puranas, Vedas, etc. They never talk plain. They talk only in coded language. So unless you remove the little ash accumulated at the top, you will never understand the meaning. So what has happened today is, everything has been taken as a apparent meaning, dictionary meaning of that person who conceived a dictionary and then taken.
Word for word. It's
Precisely.
just a word, no in-depth study.
And Sanskrit is another language which has so many meanings for one word. Man is also called Patapaha, animal is also Patapaha. What is, the one which has legs is called Patapa. So man also has legs. My cow also has legs. That's also a Patapa, it's also a Patapa. So when a Patapa word is used, I cannot think that it represents a cow and be quiet about it. It may mean me also. It is like that. That is why people have thoroughly misunderstood the impact and all that. But the one condition is there, precondition. Nobody prevents you from going to the puja room. Nobody prevents you from doing anything. But what is the prerequisite of it? You tell me.
Cleanliness.
Hmm?
No.
What is the prerequisite? Tell me. No.
Mentally you should be.
Mentally, you should be aware that the divine energy has manifested in me. Today, I am the carrier of that energy. So I should respect it. If you are capable of feeling that way, nobody can prevent you from going anywhere. But just for the sake of argument, why I should not go to rather irritate your mother-in-law if you want to go to the puja room, please don't.
Yeah.
As a defiance.
It's a defiance.
Don't do
Yes.
it as a defiance. Do it without.
Now, what do you gain by it? What do you gain by it? You tell me. See, there are actions governed by certain restrictions, okay, like our Sabarimala. What did anybody gain by going to Sabarimala temple on the particular day? They never go to temple at all, leave alone Sabarimala. Why on earth you should do that?
So during those first 3 days, you keep telling what does.
Actually, the Veda mantra says, Tisro Ratro Vritam Charet. That's the way Taittiriya Samhita says specifically. I think it's chapter 538 or something like that. I can tell you the thing later on. So if you are interested in referring. What is the Tisro Ratro Vritam Charet? What is the Vritam expected of you? 3 days. 3 days, Vritam, you have to follow a Vritam. What is the Vritam? Why it was followed? That's the next question, correct? Correct? What you are thinking? Vritam is normally when you do Vritam and all, it has upavasam, it has so many restrictions regarding bath, etc., etc. Another interesting thing, our Vedas do not say that upavasam is purna patti. It enjoins that you eat minimum so that you will not sleep. And you eat minimum so that you will not be thinking of food when you are doing puja. To that extent, that is why in our habit of eating porridges, this, that, and cake. And that kadak patni, we don't advocate at all. Some people do that and get into that is Nirjala. In ILR, when I do puja, I have a breakfast and do the puja. So that, till 1 o'clock, I will be free of my hunger.
Correct.
Correct.
Coming back to the subject. So, what was I telling you?
The first 3 days.
3 days. So the girl was prevented from sitting near any man. Okay. And then coming out and mixing with the public. And then not using bed to your karlang madai for sleeping. And not eating full stomach. Eat meager food. Okay. Why conditions? What are the conditions? What is the reason? See, when the girl, for all things said and done, whether we like it or not, we have to carry babies. Okay. It is written here. Okay. Man cannot. So unless the land is properly plowed and manured and it becomes pure, the sapling which comes there can never be that good. Correct? Healthy, with good habits, good lifelong. All that is there connected. So what she was told was, those 3 days, if you have observed, your birth star, whatever be the birth star, near to that only you will get your periods. The reason is, imagine here the sun. You are going like this. 2 points you come closest. Those 2 points are birth. Janma, Anujanma, they say. Remember? You might have heard the word. So if I am Rohini. So all my periods will be either Rohini or earlier star or next star. Like that. Now, how many days once you are getting periods regularly? 27. Near that period only. See, you are supposed to be because the faith was, the divine has manifested in you. You are closest to the divine in that time. Okay. So, what they said was, prepare yourself. That was the time given to the ladies who was doing all the physical work in those days. Exemption from the work, regular work, and don't do anything. You sit, meditate, chant mantras. Today, what are we saying?
Don't chant. And I remember somebody sending me a message. I forgot that I am in menstruation cycle. Prabha, I did my japa, will I get punishment? So there is such a
You will
fear.
get punishment.
There is such
fear.
fear. Yes, there is so much fear.
Huh?
My maid, I told her, you want customers to come and cover the rain. Okay, I can't touch the plant today.
Because if we,
No, really.
yes, there is
But
a.
one thing I tell you, no, it's not that. Your mental conditioning also sends out negative waves.
Yeah.
You go to menstruate, the person under menstruation, menstruating during the period, goes and touches a Vilbati, dies.
Yeah.
Because your fear, age-old convictions are all sending out negativity,
Yeah.
If you are convinced that I am the carrier of Shakti, now I am special, and go and touch Vilbati, whether it will die. Our own, that's the reason you don't go to temples. Okay. Times have changed. Okay. Let me come to this subject only. After that, we will not digress. Times have changed. We have started working. We cannot take 3 days leave to do meditation, mantra chanting, etc., etc., etc. But we have our own selves. We need not depend on others. Can we not do half an hour of praying in that particular time? You need not tell anybody. You need not show to anybody. You can do it still. You need not hand over all your time to everybody. And you should not, for that matter. Postpone your sleep time half an hour. Something else you cut short and do half an hour. See, in olden days, for all things and done, this autism, all these problems which are now haunting the children are much less. Very much less. Yes. And also, the intelligence might have been very, very high. See, these intelligence and all, are we not contributing to the DNA? We are. Actually, they say that the Buddhi is from mother, not from father. Really? Whereas say that. Father bestows the body, mother bestows the mind. So she can be very proud if Amma comes up very nicely.
It's obvious because you're carrying the child within you
Yeah.
from the first cell, no? Then your thought process only will go first in the.
Yes, naturally. That is why we had the restriction that you should listen to good music.
Dharma samskara.
Dharma samskaras, all that happened. Because of that only. See, now that you are thinking, you will, whole lot of things will come into the mind. Why we were doing. See, at least I suggest that half an hour at least, all of us should take time and do some. And another thing, I personally seen during those 3 days, whatever I pray, it does happen.
And people who say, I'm telling really regarding health issues, if you say I'm going through my periods, I'm going through my monthly cycle, I'm feeling very low in energy. Actually, you sit and pray, you would actually feel very energized. So
I'm not
that
talking
is the
about
way, that is, yes.
menopause periods, but anyway.
They are asking someone, madam, what was the reason for all the restrictions?
I just now explained.
Just now, I think she had explained that
No,
the
no,
reason
no,
for,
yeah. See, I think of God only when sort of, I am on the threshold. Okay, let us put it that way. I'm too comfortable. I'm sleeping on a dull meddai. I don't feel like sitting up and doing meditation. Naturally, I fall asleep within 5 minutes. Okay, same thing applies to your for all things. Another point is why girls were not allowed to sit by a side of a man, even if it is a brother, and also come out in the public was for her own safety. We were very, very concerned about the physiological impact on the girl also. See, it is a nature's curse or whatever it is we call it. When a man and a woman comes together, there is an attraction. Without that, world cannot continue. Why give unnecessary room for that?
Actually, they say during the period and the first 2-3 days, Kaya Jasti
Why more attraction? Because of that, they radiate that energy within. It is not anything. It's absurd, yeah. You watch yourself.
No, even in periods.
Periods also. No, but we have a bad habit of not dressing up properly in periods time.
I think now by after this session, when you kind of remember when all of us have our next menstruation cycles, we can remember Amma's, yeah, yes, Amma's words that the Shakti is within me. Let me not dress in my 90s, but
become aware of it.
Yes.
Nothing can be, everything can be achieved. I tell you, women are more powerful than men. They have physical strength. We have mental strength. Mental strength is much more important than physical strength. Not that I am deriding, but that is why Vivaha Agni Pati, people say why after marriage only the Agni comes and all that they say. No, we consider your electron and proton or whatever it is. 2 edges, when they come together, what energy explosive? Tell me. That ancestors called as fire.
Fire.
so basically during so to sum up is like during menstruation time, that is the time of purpose for the girls, for the women there, and the woman is considered to, that is the
She was treated very
place.
precious, I tell you.
Yes.
She was treated precious. We mistook it as a control and restrictions, and then we revolted against it. Men also behaved very foolishly, I should say. That mistake is on both the sides. He wanted to exert control. She wanted to rebel it. Okay. So what had happened in the process is we have lost our divinity also, and we have not succeeded very much in establishing our equality. That's what I feel. Why no? Still, the man is more powerful physically. He can overcome you. You may be, but by your tapas, had you acquired that luster, no man will be able to come near you. Have you acquired that? Dressing and cutting your hair, not putting bindi is not establishing womanhood at all, equality. By proving your inner strength is equality. You are physically strong. I am mentally strong. I am morally strong. And another thing is, unless the woman of the house learns everything or understands the basic principles of divinity and all that, the children of the house get affected. If the man knows something, he only knows. If the woman knows, the children, whole family knows. So it is in our interest and also in the interest of the children to understand our Sanatana Dharma better. It is not very outmodern, foolish, ritualistic, no. It is everything is scientifically can be proved as of date. But if you have not done it, it is your mistake. It is not the mistake of the Sanatana Dharma. The girl looked very beautiful in a sari also, in a chudar also. Where is the need to put the sleeveless and only belt-like thing and go out in the outside? Tell me, you are inviting trouble. Then you cannot complain. You cannot complain, no? These things happen.
So I think here one more very important thing coming back to menstruation is kind of a disclaimer, I think, which we were talking about in the morning is yes. So just because we say that you are, you recognize auspicious is new. Okay, let me just go to the temple. So that is where you like, please.
Yeah, I will tell. See, you recognize auspicious, you recognize that Shakti is there, divinity is present in you. But all people to recognize that today this girl is full of divine energy. How will it be possible? Moreover, the temples are all consecrated in a particular agama way. They are governed by their own rules and regulations. All can, even if you are not having periods also, nobody is permitted to enter the Garbhagriha. Why so? I cannot say that it's my birthright, I will enter. It's not done. You understand? So when you move in public places, especially in temple, etc., the group consciousness also has to be taken into account. You are going in a tour, a bus load of people, 50 people. Suddenly you get your periods. Okay. Whether all the others may be visiting a temple, it is advisable for you to refrain from doing it because it will not create any problems in your other travelers. But instead, sitting in the bus, you can think of the divinity and pray. Instead of finding fault with the poor travelers, you can do that. Why do you find reasons to only find fault with others? We search for a reason. Why? Because we are oblivious of the mistakes of myself. I think, we are all very educated people. Instead of we have established ourselves, proved ourselves so in the outside world also, let us prove it in the inside world also, which is purely yours to prove.
Very beautiful ending. So one last question we'll cover and then we'll end the session.
How come such a wonderful reasoning of puberty was digressed to such an extreme? Just the opposite.
They saw only the blood. They never saw the energy. Simple. Blood, everybody develops an aversion. What is this blood oozing out and this lady is coming around and all? They saw only the shaft, not the energy behind. Why? When we go to the place of death or something like that, none of us are happy, no? None of us feel happy. Why? Yes. We don't think of the Jivan which has left. We think of the body. When you think of the Jivan, whoever it is, it may be a divine mother, Aurobindo, whoever it is. We see the body only. How about the departed soul? Such a great soul. Do we ever think about it? We see this only. Now follow. Let us go. Let us go. Let us go. Why? We see only the rotten side of things, never see the good side of things. We should train ourselves to see otherwise. Mental conditioning is very bad.
I think, here itself so many questions come. Right.
Tell me.
I think they say don't cut down Tuesdays.
Oh, that is the question? Okay, so the question is, why we should not do haircut? Why women they need not do haircut on Tuesdays and Fridays?
No, when Tuesday and Friday we associate always with auspicious, right? Tuesday belongs to Durga. Friday belongs to Lakshmi. So those days they don't want to neither want to incur the wrath of Durga not the anger of Lakshmi. Okay, and the cutting of the hair, unless you remove it fully, doesn't matter at all. Correct? Okay. Actually speaking, the hair stands for your connectivity with the whole universe. The strands. It indicates relationship. That is why the sannyasis and all, they shave their hair.
So that is basically they are detaching from the world.
They are so-called detachment from the world. Without detachment, actually, they say that they are detached. What I mean, you know, understand?
I think there itself we forgot a question. We forgot that concept of ungum in the head. So many questions are there, but looks like
I think we need
one more session for that because there was a very beautiful concept.
Actually speaking, yes, I find that our religion is more intriguing and more interesting than any other subject. Correct? You keep reading the same paragraph will give you different meanings. In this connection, I want to just point out one small thing regarding puberty. There's a temple called in Kamakya, Assam, where the prasadam itself is a blood-soaked cloth only. Piece of cloth. That is Kamakya, unless you should know somebody, otherwise he'll cut from the jewelry shop and give you a red paint. But if you know somebody, you will get the original. There, the Devi is supposed to be menstruating each month. Devi. You refer to Devi Bhagavatam, chapter 7 to 38. Devi's Rajaswala is mentioned over there. Please see. So Rajaswala, when Devi herself is menstruating, and Parameshiva's one name is Rajasyan. It comes in Rudram. Savita will tell. So Rajas is never considered to be inauspicious or to be rather condemned or anything. It constituted the source of creation. Sort of, you know, it was something it was revered. People who were aware of it, even today, they will feel that way only. I think we'll close. Outside only is if you are a man or a woman. Inside all atmas are same.
The question was, can men light a lamp?
Yes, that's what I'm
Yes,
telling
I
you.
just wanted to tell the audience here online.
If the wife is not willing to light, or she is having periods. Going unlighted, and he can light a lamp.
Yes.
I think that is where it's very important here. I remember somebody saying about equality, because the theme is equality here. It's not like today I made coffee, so tomorrow you better make coffee. Today I gave chai to my
Remember
kids.
that if people are superior, man, then you will become normal.
Yes.
Husband is all right.
I think life does not end with making chai. There are other things. No, you prove your strength. Then nobody can argue with you. You are.
Household. What they do is, even if the men are discussing something, ladies will be listening. And the gents will go, are you okay with the decision taken? They will take the permission and they will go.
Yes.
They only see and nobody can do complete the puja without his wife.
Why?
If he is a widow.
No, my dear. 1 month. See, it will extend. Another 5 minutes I can extend. See, actually speaking, the woman was considered to be the mistress of the head of the family. Because when you do any good things or even Shraddha, when you offer Dakshina to the Purohit, woman has to put water. What is the significance of water? Kanyadanam. Why do you put water? She gives her permission. Okay, chalo. Tani delichi uttachi. The reason is something different.
There is another session. It's a big session there. Yeah. Yes.
We need more people like you, ma'am. You are an asset just to revive our Samadhan.
We will have a session too later. So now
When she asked me today, I said that what is this? Why are you dragging me into this? She said, no, you will find it interesting.
Yes.
There's so many good questions ahead, but it will take.
And thanks for being a very lively audience. I think that was very important, you know, like that.
So I hope that people who are
Yes, yes.
No.
So next session. Let's close the session with a moment of silence. Just a few days ago, one of my class participant and the resident of Classic Orchards breathed her last. So, and also reverence to all our ancestors, and let's just sit and be in silence.
I may say something.
Yes.
Instead of that, think of the Atma which has reached the abode of the divinity and pray there. Normally, whenever somebody dies, we pray to the divine Kali. The reason is the soul is supposed to have rested there, awaiting the next birth, of course.
Okay. Let's join palms at the heart center. Asato ma sargamaya. Thank you, everyone who attended online.
Thank you very much
Online.
for listening to this.
The wonderful session.